Arsenal won, Brighton won, draw at the Emirates. Was it deserved? Was the referee a bozo? Who knows? Let's talk about it. But before you do it, look, yes, I am a rival fan, but do smash the like button. I'm not going to be shameless, but I'll be very, very honest in what I viewed and what you might view might be a little bit different. So don't go too harsh, right? Let's just talk about the first half, anyways. Let's just get this out of the way. Then we'll talk about the main thing at hand, right? In the first half, Saka could have made it 1-0. Didn't. It went straight down the throat of the keeper and he saved it. Same thing with Erdegaard. Great whip from Trossard. First 20 minutes, it looked like it was going to be Arsenal's game. It looked like Brighton were absolutely going to get minted all over the gaff. Milner comes off, that the new boy comes on for them. I'm not too sure what his name is, to be fair. I don't want to butcher it, but Brighton looked a lot better for majority of it. And then before you know it, Kai Havertz goes and scores that lob. Absolutely beautiful. You can't miss it, basically. So many chances. Saka on the play, made dunk, forcing them into a mistake, which put them into where they need to be, right? 1-0 at halftime. It's great. The thing is, Arsenal and Partey are both on yellow cards. This is where it's going to lead up to anything, right? Brian didn't create anything whatsoever that I thought that tested David Raya in the slides. And you don't expect that to happen at the Emirates, to be fair, these days. Last year, Arsenal won 3-0. You're probably going to expect the same result. I thought they were going to batter them 4-0, but this is just the Premier League. And you know what? If you want to go and win this Premier League, and this is just going back from experience of how I felt as a youngster, or maybe in later periods, is that you've got to have some dog in you and have your wits about you, especially when two of your midfielders are on yellow cards. Now, the ref, let's talk about the ref in it for a moment. Was it the correct decision? In the rule book, apparently, allegedly, if you kick the ball away, it's a yellow card. Was the ref being inconsistent? Yes, as well, because in the first half, João Pedro did it, and he didn't get a yellow card, right? He actually booted it, which Arteta obviously went mad about, and it didn't get given. So I can see Arsenal's frustrations, or Arsenal fans, because you put yourself into them shoes, and you would also be mad, right? If it happened to my team, I would also be like, what the hell? What's going on here? So I would get very animated myself. I was quite animated there. I would be shameless in the moment. I don't care if Arsenal win, lose, or draw at this moment of time. I don't want them to lose this league if it's out of them and Manchester City. Other fans may disagree. But you know what I would say? The only one that should be more about his wits, especially that he hasn't been sent off before, the fact that he should be more clued up. He's really experienced in these matters at this time, especially being more of a defensive-sided midfielder, more than an attacking one, is Declan Rice. Declan Rice is only himself to blame. You're in a yellow card. You're 3 games in. You've got the Tottenham North London derby next game after you come back from the break. The only one he should be holding their head in the shade, holding their head in their hands, is Declan Rice. It's as simple as that. You should know. You should not be a little bit more naive, being naive in that situation. And you got sent off. And you know what? Whether you're going to say, yeah, but Veltman kicked him, why didn't he get a yellow card or get a red card? Look, that's on Declan Rice. The referee probably got told maybe in a second, half time, that maybe you got a few things wrong. I'm pretty sure that happens with referees to get a little bit more clued up on certain situations, whether it's VAR, fourth official, etc., etc. Do I think it's a send off? Really? No. Is that the rules these days? Apparently so. So whether you don't like it and say the ref shagged it, probably did. I don't think he was consistent enough that whole game. You know what? I don't think he got a hold of that game whatsoever. A lot of yellow cards were flying around. You could even say the one where I think one of the Brighton players tripped from the deck. You could say Declan Rice's first challenge. That looked a little bit like a dive from the Brighton player. Whoever was at right back. I think it might have been Veltman as well. So there you go, man. I don't know, man. I think only Declan Rice has got himself to blame on this matter. Nothing else. Simple as that, right? But then you also had moments to kill off the game. Brighton scored. That was probably going to happen no matter what the situation is. It's going to be difficult with 10 men. Point gained, points dropped, however you want to label it, it's up to you, right? We've seen a 10-men Newcastle, win against Southampton when they were under the cosh. You probably expect the same maybe from Arsenal to maybe be a little bit more adventurous. I didn't really see Martinelli sub as something where I thought, he's going to be the one to take the game. But as I expected, Arteta made him a little bit more reserved. And I don't understand that, because if you want anybody up that pitch breaking, you want it to be Martinelli. He was playing like a left mid reserve role. I don't understand that. Havertz had a good game up until that moment. I thought, you know what can you do with 10 men? Havertz should have probably buried that chance as well. Saka with a follow-up missed. That was the point where he could have really, turned the tide for Arsenal. It didn't happen though. And then Saka squared it. Should Havertz have squared it a little bit sooner? I reckon so. Saka was stretching for it. So it's just key moments like that that's probably let Arsenal down in moments, and it's not their fault. But you're facing Manchester City. You're facing absolute monsters. If you want to win this league, you got to do more and be better in those situations. I can definitely see that there's some partnership developing within Havertz and Saka. They look like I don't know, man. It just looks a little bit different than what I saw last year, and good on them. But next game is going to be super, super difficult because when I look at the midfield of Arsenal for next game, because now you don't have Marino for 8 weeks, right? Jorginho, Partey, Erdegaard, should that be enough? Maybe Arsenal should settle for more of a 4-2-3-1. Maybe a Calafiori into that left back role. Timber, so he looks like he's well fit, etc., etc. But yeah, man, let me know how you lot feel in the comments. Rivals, Arsenal fans, was it the true sending off? I want to know your thoughts on the whole game itself. Was you impressed even when you had 11 men? That's another question. So, there's some, you're going to get a lot of Arsenal hate. This is going to suit a lot of the Arsenal people that don't really want Arteta in charge. I'm sure that's going to be the case. But you know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe they're wrong. Did Arteta get this one wrong in the end? Should he have brought on other substitutions? Because I looked at that bench, right, and I was looking at it thinking, who are they going to bring on that's going to make the difference? Even just to go and get that second goal. I thought Martinelli might have been tailor-made to leave him up top, not letting Saka do all the driving. I think you should let Martinelli do that job. He had a different plan, obviously. So how are you feeling going into North London derby? There's so many questions. Is what it is. Would you say that's a point gained? Was that a good point for Arsenal in the end because you had 10 men? Or would you like to have seen more? But yeah, man, look, North London derby, I expect it to be a little bit more different. You never know where it's going to go, but just know Deji is going to be insufferable. The Tottenham fans will be insufferable. The Man City fans tonight, and if they win, they're going to be insufferable. And you already know what United fans are like already in general, and Chelsea. So you've probably got another 2 weeks of waiting to your next game because after the North London derby, you've also got the Etihad away. So this is going to be a tough run for Arsenal. So you're going to have to gain some confidence and gain some points in all these situations if you want to go and win this league. But yeah, man, look, the window, underwhelming. Sterling as well might add a different dimension for you guys. We'll see how that goes, man. But make sure you smash the likes. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Let me know if this was a fair assessment as well. Because I'm not trying to be like a dickhead to you guys. I know in the moment when you're emotional, it's hard. But I expect the same back. Little token here and there. But yeah, man, look, we're on to the Man City game next as I'm releasing this video. Let's see if they can go get their points at West Ham away. So that might make your weekend that little bit more better. Yeah, inshallah, in a bit.